The last few days of an old year and the first few days of a new year are a great time for traders and investors to prepare for the new year ahead. In this multi-part video series, I'm going to cover one item to check off of your to-do list in each video, starting with this one. First thing I'd like to address is something called the concentration audit. For a lot of traders and investors, the majority of gains in 2025 and the previous few years have probably largely come from a handful of mega cap tech stocks. And we think that 2026 is going to be a year of transition. We call it the Great Rotation, which actually started in 2025 in the year of the trader. And so we think it's really important for people to look at their portfolio and see if they're flying on one engine, which most investors actually are right now, essentially too much AI and too much big tech. And if that trade stops working or at least starts underperforming, which it already did, by the way, in 2025, then that can lead to a big problem. So, large concentrations in a portfolio can be wonderful if it actually works, if the bets are correct. But if a large concentration is in the wrong parts of the market, it can lead to dramatic underperformance. Now, we think most people are going to dramatically underperform going forward because of this. But here is how you can hopefully cure this problem. What you've got here on the chart is a S&P 500 analysis broken down in three ways. If you look at the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see the largest single stock holdings in the S&P. To no great surprise, you'll notice some familiar names, including Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, which again make up a large part of most people's portfolio. So again, a review here, a concentration audit of a portfolio, or a trading account for that matter, is going to reveal that there's a big risk there, whether those stocks just stagnate or maybe just underperform going forward. We can then break down the S&P 500, and again, thus most people's portfolios, by a sector. And you can see information technology, it says about 34%. It's really closer to 50% if you accurately add it up. Most people basically are in that sector with a great overweight. If that sector stops working as well as it has, people are going to have a really hard time not underperforming the S&P 500. Last but not least, if we have an industry breakdown, bottom right-hand corner of the chart, you can see the largest industry is actually semiconductor stocks. Again, no great surprise. Nvidia, the largest stock in the world, that has had a 53% return in 2025, contributing about 555 basis points of returns. So, and that's, again, also where most people are concentrated. So I would encourage you to do a bit of a portfolio review. Again, we call it a concentration audit before the new year 2026 really starts to get going.